Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you on this Wednesday morning. It is the last Wednesday of March. I cannot believe we are here. But today is Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. It is 7 a.m. On behalf of Purpose Journey Counseling LLC New Beginnings, we want to say good morning to you. We want to greet you. And that's whether you're watching us live at 7 a.m. or you catch us later in the day, later in the week, later in the month, or even later in the year. We say welcome to you on this morning. My name is Dr. Natatu North, and I am the owner and one of the therapists at Purpose Journey Counseling LLC, which is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So good morning and welcome to you on this glorious, glorious day. Again, as I stated, it is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are currently live on Facebook, YouTube, and the YouTube link for our broadcast is posted on Instagram. So we ask that you take just a few moments. Please like the broadcast, like our pages, follow us on your preferred social media platform. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let's share. Please, please, please share this. If this is your first time tuning in, we give you a special welcome this morning. This is going to be quick, about 15 minutes or so of some empowerment, some encouragement to get us jumpstart our day, to get us going on this wonderful Wednesday. We won't be here long, but we always say, if you stumble upon something encouraging, you stumble upon something empowering, if this was it wasn't by accident. If you stumbled upon this, please share it with someone else. Let's not hold on to jewels and gems and don't share with other people. And then let's also interact and engage in the comment section, and I'll go over how you can do that in just a second. So before we go any further, so we are a private practice. So I'll go ahead and put that up there now. That's what we are. We provide mental health services for children, adolescents, and adults, and we provide individual, couples, and family counseling. So we're all about mental health. So before we go further, I want to give you the number for our suicide and crisis lifeline. That number is 988. Again, the number is 988. This number is 24/7. You can text this number. You can call this number. People are readily available to assist us when we are in crisis. So please save this number in your phone. Yes, it looks easy to remember, but when we're in crisis, sometimes it's hard to remember. It's hard. Like that number was real simple. Was it 998? Was it 989? 988. Go ahead and save it. Give it to someone. We need to make sure we are encouraging each other and supporting each other. So let's make sure we have the needed information. 988, Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. So thank you so much for taking the time to do that. So again, it is Wednesday. And for those of you who've been tuning on Wednesdays, you know what we're about to do. But for those of you, again, who may be new, on Wednesdays, we do what is called our Wednesday check-in. So I just told you I would tell you how you can interact and engage in the comment section. So essentially on Wednesdays, it's the middle of the week. Whether you work a traditional work week or not, it's the middle of the week. And a lot of times by Wednesdays, we're kind of like tapped out, running on fumes, running on little small versions of fuel, and we need something to get us going. We need something to kind of push us forward. So we're doing Wednesday check-in to really check on each other. We tend to be dismissive sometimes, and we just kind of go with the flow, and life just be lifing, and whether it's good, bad, ugly, indifferent, we just kind of keep going. But we want to make sure that we're taking a stop to just check in with ourselves to see how we're doing, and to check in with each other as well. Not to allow our feelings to push us, not to allow those to dictate our actions, but to actually be able to process how we are feeling and where we're at. So we do a check-in on Wednesdays. Again, like I said, this won't be long, but we do a check-in. So in the comments section, so if you see now, just switch it, the bottom of the screen, there's different color hearts. And the check-in, essentially, each colored heart corresponds to how we're doing. So a blue heart would mean I'm doing great. A purple heart means I'm in need of a little push today. A yellow heart is I'm just okay. A red heart is I'm struggling today. And a green heart is I'm in crisis. So essentially, you don't have to, but if you want to check in the comments section, you can put that colored heart in the comments section. You don't have to tell us your business. You don't have to tell us why you're feeling the way you're feeling. You don't have to tell us what happened yesterday. You don't have to tell us what you're doing right now. But you can, if you want, you can put that colored heart in the comments section. Essentially, we set aside, and I'll get to this even more, but we set aside Wednesdays for prayer. We're encouraging each other, but we're praying for each other as well. But we do this on Wednesdays, but we do comment on your colored heart. So if you want that, if you want us to, we don't have to reach out and have a long conversation or anything like that. We just comment on it if you want to share, So now that's the first part of our check-in. Now we're going to go through a series of questions. Again, you don't have to put any of this in the comment section, but you can if you want to. You definitely can if you want to. So I always try to do my check-in to kind of lead by example. I know the first time we came back on, I kind of forgot. So right now, I think I'm probably just okay. A yellow heart, woke up with a migraine this morning. The migraines, they'll get you. So I'm not struggling, just okay right now. So yellow heart, just okay. How am I? How are you? So first question we're asking ourselves is, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you really? Honestly, don't have to put on any type of airs. This is for you. Like I said, you don't have to even put it in the comment section. This is for you. Ask yourself, how am I actually doing right now? So I'm okay. I'm fine. I mean, I think I had to take some Excedrin first thing in the morning, eat a little Nutri-Grain bar to get it, so I could eat something with it. I don't typically eat this early in the morning, but I'm okay. I mean, I'm going to be okay. Once that gets in, I'm excited. Today's a gym day. I love going to the gym, so I'm actually going to be blue. I'm going to be doing great here shortly once I can kind of, get pushing. But how are you doing, in the midst of whatever your current circumstances are? Again, it's not to sit in the circumstance, but we need to acknowledge what the circumstances are. Sometimes we're so quick to say, oh, well, let's not worry about what we're in. Don't worry about what you're going through. Okay, we don't worry about it. We're not going to sit in it and allow it to fuel us. But we need to be aware of where we are. And there's a big difference. But how are you doing this morning or whenever you're watching this? How are you? The second question is, what are you planning to accomplish today? What's on your list of things to do? What are your goals for the day? We do need to have goals. Even I say this all the time, even if today's your off day and your goal is to relax. That's a goal. Meet that goal today. If it's just to kind of sit, if today your goal is to say, today I'm actually going to take a lunch break, accomplish that goal today. My goal for the day is going to the gym and having a wonderful workout. I work today too. But I get to start working, then I get to go to the gym, then I get to go back to work. So my goal is to have some balance today for time for others as well as time for myself. But what are your goals? What are you planning to accomplish today? The next question is, how will you handle the stressors that may come your way today? I always say this, they will come. Sometimes we have self-induced stress. Sometimes it's just stress. And there are a lot of things going on in and around us. If you didn't catch our podcast this past Sunday, we had it on Sunday evening, and I also did a replay on Monday for those who may have missed it. Go back and watch it. There's a lot going on in the world. And there's some ways that we can handle stress in a positive light. We can't avoid all stress. When people say, well, just eliminate all the stress in your life, that is absolutely impossible. You cannot eliminate all the stress in your life. Even if you crawl up under a rock and try to act like you're not a part of society, the stuff is still happening. Whatever's going on is still going on. However, we cannot allow stress to overpower us, even the daunting things going on around us. How will you handle the stressors that may come your way today? For me, I keep saying this, but the gym is powerful. I love the gym for more than one reason, but for me, that's going to be my stress relief. And I love it how, like I said, I have some clients first part of the day, then I can go to the gym in the middle of it's more like late morning, and then come back and finish my day. I work pretty late, but I like that I can go to the gym in the middle of the day. It's going to help me. It's going to fuel me. So that's how I'm going to kind of manage my stress for the day, is that workout. It's going to help me mentally, emotionally, and physically. And then I start my day with the word. So before our feet hit the floor, I say this all the time, I just read something, even if it's just a verse, then I can go back and spend some more time later. Sometimes you hit the snooze button too many times. And my kids are on spring break, but I still needed to get up this morning to do this. So I probably pushed the envelope a little bit on getting up this morning, but I'm going to definitely read my word and have some devotional time. But that's an everyday thing for me, is in my word. And then the gym for today. So that's how I'm going to handle the stress that may come my way today. But how are you going to handle yours? What are some healthy keyword healthy ways that you're going to manage your stress today? Next question is, what is your motivation? What is empowering you to propel forward? I like to say propel because sometimes it feels like we just got it. Go. Sometimes we don't, like people, we talk about pacing ourselves. Sometimes we don't feel paced. Sometimes we feel rushed. Sometimes we feel pushed because time is flying. I don't know. I know time really doesn't go faster than it did when I was a teenager. Sometimes it feels like it is though. But what is your motivation today? That's a very good question. What is motivating me today? It's just my accountability to my purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing. That is my motivation today, is knowing that God has tasked me to do some things and that it is my responsibility to do what God has tasked me to do and to honor God in my life. So that's my motivation. I know that sounds super deep. It is and it ain't at the same time. It's literally to make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I know I'm going to slack sometimes. I know that I'm not always going to hit the mark. Sometimes I miss it, but it's really being intentional about doing those things. And then the last question. So ask yourself, what is your motivation? Don't have to be what I said, but you need to know what that thing is or what those things are. And then the last question is, how can we pray for you today? This is probably, I'm not going to say, I shouldn't even say probably, this is the most serious question that we ask. Some of these questions, I mean, they're not necessarily complicated, but they can be in the moment, because even as I'm thinking about it, I don't think about my check-in before I go live. I don't think about that. I just kind of do it in the moment because that's what I want you to do in the moment. We get used to being scripted. We get used to saying, well, okay, when they ask me this, I got an interview today. So, saying something, if you have an interview, you're like, okay, they're probably going to ask me this question. So let me prepare this answer. Other than they're probably going to talk about this. Let me prepare this answer. Even if you watch this every week, you might know what those questions are. But the great thing about this is because you can do this on your own. You don't have to say or share this with, your check-in specifically with anyone. So I want you to answer these questions off the top of the dome, like off the top of your head. Answer the questions. Don't worry about who's thinking what. You could put that yellow heart in the comment section and you don't have to say anything else about it. When we comment on it, we're not going to ask you, well, why are you just okay today? What can we do to help you be blue? For I'm doing great. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But we want you to really answer these questions and then thinking about, what do you need from God today? And that's how can we pray for you? You don't have to tell us what it is. God already knows. But I like to say this, if you put your colored heart in praying hands, then we know if you put a purple heart, I'm in need of a little push today and pray for me. Done. We're praying for you anyway. But when you put those comments in there, that just allows us to speak your name when we're praying. So we want you to go through these check-ins. Again, this is not to share it with us because it's not about us. It's about you. It's about you, but it's about what it is about is us being supportive and us making sure that we are where we need to be mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, because they're all connected. They all come together. But ensuring that we're taking the time to do these things, not ignoring our circumstances, not just allowing our circumstances to dictate our lives. That is important. That is critical. But we need to know where we are. So that explains, why am I a little moody today? Well, today I woke up with it and I'm a red heart. I'm struggling. That's why I'm a little bit moody today. We need to know where it comes from so we can check it, find the root, like a weed. Weeds pop up in a beautiful garden, but how do you get rid of those? How do you keep them from destroying your garden? You got to pull them up by the root. So that's the reason why we go through these check-ins. So thank you so much for doing that. Still at the bottom of the screen, if you're just tuning in even now, you're going to go back and watch this. That's fine, but check in with us today so we can know how you are doing. So we thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We do have our Wednesday check-ins every Wednesday live at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join us on Wednesday mornings. Again, it's not very long, so wrapping up right now. Join us on Wednesday mornings. We check in together, and then mark your calendars for our next episode of our podcast, Hashtag from a Christian, Hashtag from a Therapist with Dr. Natatu, episode 23 will be on Sunday, Lord willing, on Sunday, April the 27th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, if you missed our last one, go back and watch it. Then you'll be like, okay, yeah, I definitely don't want to miss this next one. So mark your calendars for that so you can tune in with us at the end of next month. So again, we thank you for joining us. Our tag for Purpose to Journey Counseling, every time we are together, we want to encourage you to be loving, be kind, be compassionate, and be intentional towards others as well as towards yourselves. We are praying for you today. And we pray that you have a magnificent, magnificent Wednesday. Lord willing, we will see you next Wednesday for our Wednesday check-in live at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and blessings and love.